But my question too is, what rebuilding team have you seen right now that's like giving you promise, where you're like, you know what, they'll recover pretty nice. Like you could see them being a team in like 2 to 3 years.
2 to 3 years. Not the Hornets, not the Pistons. Um, the Magic if they get a point guard, um, and a shooter. But nah,
Yeah,
I really can't say the Magic. Nah, not yet. Not on them. Not
Magic are
yet.
playoff though. So
They're
like
a
I
little bit
think, yeah.
incomplete. They're a little bit incomplete still.
But I'm talking about like Utah. I'm talking about
Oh, the
Toronto, where
Rockets.
they're starting from like scratch. The Rockets,
The Rockets.
that's the team I could see.
The
The
Rockets, man.
Rocket, I really like the Utah Jazz too, man. In that regard,
Yeah, but I feel like the Utah Jazz, oh no, they got a rich owner now. Danny Ainge is a little
they
bit
got a
too.
rich owner, and they brought Danny Ainge.
Yeah, but
Danny Ainge
Danny
went
Ainge is a
to,
little bit conservative, man. He's a little bit he's
but he
he's
knows
not
how to
risky.
like, he knows how to draft guys.
Yeah, he does, but he stays too
Yeah.
stuck on that.
Like Keontae George is a great find. I know. We talked about him earlier. No, that's an awesome find.
I would say the
Um,
Spurs and the Rockets.
the Spurs and the Rockets. Dude, I like the Rockets, man. I just wrote about Jalen Green. It's gonna come like in April because I'm trying to finish all the teams out. He's interesting, man. I know we talked about it a little bit earlier, like in the previous podcast. But if you
Hmm.
want to touch on it, I'm
Nah,
down
I'm
for it.
down. I'm down. With
Because there's a lot of pressure that people don't want to admit about Jalen Green. Number one, the Rockets not only have their own picks, they have the Brooklyn picks. So for him, it should be like, damn, they could replace me in any given moment. And they will lose nothing replacing him because they're still a young team. So for them, it's like, all right, whatever, we're moving on. So for him, it's a pressure to of like playing at that level. And with this Pierce, like Franz Wagner, who's gonna get a crazy extension soon. Obviously, Cade Cunningham, who's gonna get an extension. Scotty Barnes was an All Star. Alphonse Shangun. At some point, he has to look at his, or Evan Mobley, another one. At some point, he has to kind of look at his situation and kind of reassess or like rethink, like, yo, I can be that. I can potentially be gone by the end of this season, and the team won't miss anything. Like, it won't be a loss on the team.
yeah, but you see, that's the thing though, right? Jalen Green is definitely a product of the amateur circuit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? The whole like play a bunch of games in a day, no structure. Cause you see it in his game. That's all he knows. What happens when you take away scoring from Jalen Green and ask him,
yeah.
hey Jalen, we're gonna pay you a bunch of money just to do something else? What is he gonna transition to? Cause
Yeah.
I think he'll just be stuck. He doesn't know what he is outside of scoring.
Yep. Bro, and also I think we talked about this early. I just mentioned those guys, right? Scotty, Evan, Franz. They're good in many facets of the game. Franz can find his shot and he can make the extra pass. Evan Mobley is a defensive monster who's figuring out an offense. Cade Cunningham is a great on offense, underrated because the Pistons suck. Shangun and Scotty Barnes, they can pass and they're walking triple doubles. I just don't know if Jalen Green has another skill outside of shooting, which hasn't worked out for him.
Yeah, it's not even shooting. It's the volume shots, the ability
Yeah,
to read the game
but that's
better.
the reputation he came in with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's the reputation of what
Yeah,
most. It's unfortunate. It's what a lot of players coming into the league are coming in. Like
yeah.
even Lamelo Ball. At some point, Lamelo Ball is gonna run into that wall where he's like, okay,
But
I
Lamelo
have
can
to.
pass.
He can pass, but at some point, what happens when the games start getting tighter? The
Yeah,
possessions, you can't turn the ball over now. In the next three possessions, you need two buckets. You have to get it, or else you're losing and you're gonna get eliminated. What happens when the
yeah.
game starts shrinking? The pace starts
Yeah.
slowing down.
You need
What
to be a
happens to
multi.
LaMelo Ball when he's in these
Yeah,
type of environments? We don't
you,
know.
you you need to create your shot, or at least get a shot off by like multiple dimensions, like a mid range, a post up, and a three. And
I
Jalen is, bro. Come again?
I believe a lot of these guys can do it, but it's like they've never had to play within that
Well, you never have to
framework.
develop in that way,
Let
bro.
me give you an example. Put it like this, right? Had the Rockets never got Ume Udoka, right? And they never really got veteran players. Do you think Jalen Green, being the face of the franchise the first 2 years he was there, do you think he would have went to the front office and said, hey, I like this coach better. Could we get a more veteran coach? I'm trying to
He
polish my game. I'm trying to
could
play
have done
within a
that.
structure. We need to win more games this year.
Yeah.
Do you think he would have went to the front office and even asked for that? Or he
No,
would
he
have
wouldn't,
or
but
he
he
would have
could have.
showed up or he would have showed up
Yeah.
to training camp and just said, "Hey, I'm here to get my 25 points per game now." Like I feel like that's all he's about. I
Yeah.
got my
But dude,
numbers even though we lost. I got my
yeah.
numbers. It is what it is. I got my all-star appearance.
And back then, Jalen had much more power. Now I don't think the Houston Rockets will listen to him.
They don't because his
Yeah.
his shot selection
They have
don't
no
make
reason to.
sense.
They have no reason to.
Yeah, and you got other guys like Whitmore, and then
Whitmore, Torrey Eason.
they got another player coming off the bench. He's really good at defense. I forgot his name. He has like a
You got
long. No,
Cam Whitmore, Amin Thompson. You got Torrey Eason.
yeah, Tari Eason.
Um, yeah, you got dogs, and
Yeah,
at some point, like Jay Sean Tate is another younger guy who I think they'll trade eventually, but he's good too. Is like you have these guys, right? They're just missing another star. If Jalen doesn't perform, the Rockets will just cut their losses. And that's the problem you always run with. I followed a lot of Rockets pages, right?
hmm
And they'll praise like the one good Jalen game where he's scoring 37. But it took him like 20 points it took him 20 shots just to get 37, bro.
exactly.
Like
But
you gotta add context to that shit. Like, yeah, if I'm just a numbers watcher, it's impressive, but 20 points up, bro. It's like he's working for that 37, bro. It isn't coming naturally to
but
him.
that's
It
his
isn't a good night for
identity.
him.
That's his
Yeah,
identity since he's been young. What happens when you
yeah,
take that? It worked in the AAU circuit, the overtime, the Nike camps. It worked
yeah.
then,
It
but
works with the kids too, man.
yeah, but right now, and scary thing, it even worked in the G League Ignite program, which Adam Silver talked about actually phasing out because it's like a glorified AAU program. Winning is not
Yeah,
really emphasized. It's like the same shit over again. So,
yeah,
so at the end, so this is the program Kaminga, Scoot Henderson, Jalen Green
yeah.
come out of, and pretty much they all have struggled
And
within that transition.
it's taking them longer to develop. Like Scoot
Yeah,
Anderson, I'm not gonna call him a bust. I think he's far away from a bust his rookie year, but it's taken him a while to develop.
yeah. It's taking them a while because you know why? They're getting that AAU type of
Yeah,
system out of them, man.
yep.
They gotta weave
And
it
and he's
off. They
playing
gotta
with
come off
older
that
guys
high.
now. When you're playing with guys like Jeremy Grant, when you're playing with guys like Jeremy Grant, and I think Malcolm Brogdon has been injured, or Matisse Thybulle, those are the more active players right now. Or even DeAndre Ayton. Like you have to mature your game up a little bit. You're not getting those volume shots you think you are.
hmm Yeah, and that's like you said, mature your game up. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
had the Rockets never made the change, Jalen Green just would have showed up to training camp ready to do the same shit
Well, the
he
Rockets
did the
would have been the
first two
Pistons.
years. He would have showed
The
up doing the
Rockets would have
same
been the
shit.
Pistons.
Say
The
that
Houston
again?
Rockets would have been the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah. Yo, I'm
Like
telling
we
you,
would have been the Pistons of the youth.
the last 2 years for the Rockets, man, that type of style of play, you guys
Dude,
should
they were
never want
stuck.
that again. That's aimless. It's
No, dude, I
aimless.
remember coming to a Rockets game, bro. It was I watched Kelly Olynyk and Laurie Markkinen just body us.
Aimless.
Yeah, I was watching like Mike Conley, Jordan Clarkson get easy buckets. I was like Malik Beasley. I'm like, come on, man, this is embarrassing.
Yeah, but that's how they play in the amateur. So
Yep.
I'm telling you, it's like Jalen Green had like I don't want to say a cushion path to the league, but the style from the AAU to him getting in G League Ignite to him actually playing for the Rockets, there was really
Yeah.
no difference.
But at some
There's
point,
really no
Arenas
difference in the
Arenas
whole
works in
in the whole framework of each step
the
up the ladder. There was no difference. It was freestyle
Arenas
basketball. Get your points, get your numbers.
Arenas works in like he's a part of the G League too. So he's gonna hype up his boys, but he's never gonna admit, yeah, like yo, the G League. I mean, not the G League, my bad. The AU has its problems. He'll never admit it, but it does have its problems, bro. And nobody wants to admit it.
But
A lot of these guys.
it's killing the NBA competition slowly. I think
What?
Adam Silver is definitely gonna. They know it too. It's killing the
Did you not see how pissed
competition.
he was, bro? Did you not see how pissed he was in the All Star game?
Yeah, I mean he was, but that's something different. But I'm talking about like what's going
Yeah,
on in the amateur circuit. I think the G League Ignite was the league's first step to take control of the amateurs coming right before they
yeah,
come into the league. But by the time the truth is, by the time they take control at the G League Ignite level, it's already too late. They got to take control when these kids are like 9, 8, 10 years old,
In their
13,
teenage, in their
14,
teenage years.
preteen to teenager. That's
Yeah.
when they got to take control of them. Because
Because
I'm
you also
telling you,
learn what a role player is too during that time, bro.
yeah, because I'm telling you, man, like, what is it? Overtime elite? Yo, these companies now, they're making a lot of money. They got their own stadiums. But if you
Their
look at
own TV shows.
but if you look at their social media, all they're doing, it's a celebrity kind of, we're doing it for likes type of
Yeah.
culture. That's all it is.
I mean,
Oh, look at Kanye West's son. He's scoring a bunch of points.
yep.
That's all it's
Kendrick
about.
Perkins' son, Scottie Pippen Jr.,
Yeah.
D Wade's son. You think? Let me ask you this. Piggyback on the whole AAU thing. You think Bronny James is a victim of that?
No. Bronny James is a victim of I don't want to say connections, but come on, let's keep it a buck. His father is the
Nepotism?
reason why he's getting a lot of these looks. But maybe he's really just not that. Sometimes it is what it is. Maybe you're just not that good enough. You know what
Man,
I'm
that
saying?
dude,
But
that
but
dude.
but but but, but
Mhm.
best believe Bronny James has from a young age has been getting development from NBA coaches. He's been doing
Yep.
NBA drills since he's been young with the best of
So
the best coaches. So
you keep up with a lot of the developmental circuit, right? From college all the way to
no,
AAU.
not really. I see a
You
lot
don't?
of it. I've seen what the development circuit in America has become. And it's
Yeah.
become this whole like, oh, a bunch of grown adults filming a bunch of kids. The kids gotta high five each other in front of the camera after they get a layup. They gotta do a dance. They gotta
You
get
got to do
likes.
the
They
John
gotta get a
Moran pose.
following. And then the
Like,
NIL
yeah.
deals. It's a weird culture going on, and
Yep.
and you see it with Lamelo. Lamelo Ball is like the kingpin of that culture. The way he wears his
Yep.
grills, the way he wears his clothes, he's wearing
The
a
way he
bunch of
drives the cars.
chains.
The cars.
Yeah, it's like that look. It's like
Yep.
it's almost like these kids have become a personality through basketball. They become a
100%.
celebrity through basketball. It's weird. It's a weird, and they don't even have to make the NBA. To be honest with you, a lot of
No,
them
look
they
at
don't even
Julian
have to
Newman.
make the NBA.
Look at Julian Newman.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's another guy. Bro, look. With Bronny, I feel like he's in a position where he fails no matter what.
he doesn't have to be LeBron James though.
No,
But
he doesn't. But I feel like because he carries that name, like people want him to be LeBron James.
no, I don't think they want him to be LeBron James. I think it's ESPN with the help of LeBron James is supposed to promote his son, which they've been
Okay.
doing since he's been a kid. This is all
Hypothetically,
planned. This is all
let's see,
planned.
let's say he ends up like Gary Harris. In your eyes, is that a failed career? Because I wouldn't view it as a failed career.
No, it's not a failed career. As long as he makes the league, even if he's in the G League for a little bit or bounces up and down the NBA to back to the G League, it's a
Yeah,
success. He's still a 1% player in the world.
100%. I mean, dude, the fact he made what's the university he went to? It's the same one as DeMar DeRozan.
Oh, USC.
Yeah, he made that, bro. That's very difficult to make.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's not really considered like a basketball, like a top basketball
Yeah,
program. That's a
yeah,
football school. That's not even a basketball school. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things
yeah,
that
yeah.
stick out with this whole Bronny thing, because if they said he's all American. You know, he's an all
Yeah.
American, and he goes to
Scouted since
USC.
middle school. Yep.
You know, all American tend to go like Duke, North Carolina,
Duke,
Gonzaga.
Kentucky,
Yeah, like those type of schools.
yeah.
They don't go to USC.
Georgetown. Yep.
It's a weird. Like I said, ESPN clearly has a partnership with LeBron James. If they want access to LeBron James, they gotta promote shit that he's doing, whether it's his show, his
Bro, but I
kids,
also don't
whatever
like.
it is. It is what
You
it
saw his
is.
tweet? You saw his tweet?
Or his tweet, yeah, he probably, but his tweet was probably orchestrated. ESPN told
Yeah.
him, "Hey, we're gonna drop. We have to drop him in the rankings because of his performance or whatever." They let LeBron know in advance, and then ESPN knew he was gonna tweet out whatever he was gonna tweet out. They're partners, man. These people are partners. let's keep it a buck. LeBron
Yeah,
James is partnered. If you look at ESPN's whole timeline on social media, it's mostly LeBron.
yep,
Anything
bro.
NBA
LeBron
related is
missed the
mostly
playoffs and they
LeBron.
talked about him. LeBron missed the playoffs and they talked about him so
Yeah.
much.
It's so obvious now. Back in the day, people used to accuse the Michael Jordan being in a partnership with the league or just the media, but in reality, it's kind of true. Like if you're the figurehead, they kind of partner with you because if
Bro, they rely
yeah, the more
they
the more
rely on the
successful
figurehead.
LeBron James is, the more successful ESPN is.